that I don't think we brought up that needs to be given
All
the
right.
respect as a vocalist. I'm gonna go for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I'm not going necessarily going for octaves or whether they're whatever.
Yeah.
I want to go for like the sound and when
Just
you hear them sing, like okay, this is blah
yeah.
blah blah and blah blah blah.
All right. All right, there. All right. Okay, we seem to be running on my end finally there. Let's give it a while there. It took a while. All right, and we are rolling, folks. Hopefully. All right, so as you stated earlier, Stephen Piercy of Rat was on Eddie Trunk's radio program, and I guess he's now a resident of Las Vegas now, as Vince Neil and everybody else is. They
Right.
just kind of become the new LA, for what I understand there. And basically, the rumor has been popping left and right that possibly there's been negotiations of possibly getting the classic Rat lineup back together. Of course, the classic lineup being Stephen Piercy on vocals, Juan Crucier on bass, Warren D. Martini on guitar, Bobby Blotzer on drums, and of course, one of their recent guitar players, Carlos Cavazo, formerly of Quiet Riot, on second guitar. No chance of bringing original guitarist Robin Crosby, unfortunately, because as you know, he passed away in
Passed away.
2002. Yep. And
Heroin overdose.
drugs, heroin overdose,
Nope.
HIV apparently was.
It Yeah, heroin overdose, and he had HIV.
Yeah. He was a massive drug addict at that time there. And I guess unprotected sex at that time contributed as well
Yeah.
there. So for a while now, up until this point, what they had was just Juan Crucier, Stephen Piercy, and three new guys taking the spot of Di Martini,
Devon Cru-
Cavazo, and their drummer they had at the time, Jimmy DeGrasso. Bobby Blotzer was out of the group because he was expelled from the partnership, which was known as WBS Incorporated.
Hello.
Hello,
Juan Crucier was in what other bands as well?
Burdakin.
I mean, he wasn't the original bassist, was he?
Well, he was on the Dokken album Breaking the Chains, and then he left to join Rat the following year there, and he
Oh,
was
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
One
Remember
of the bassists for Dawkins,
Jeff Pilson?
Pilsen.
Yes,
He's
and
on. He does Foreigner right now
yes,
currently.
yes, he does. So
Foreigner's not no original members at all. What's his
except
name? Who played
Mick
guitar is
Jones.
not even. Yeah, Mick Jones barely tours with him anymore.
I know because of health reasons. What I understand
Yeah.
that to me is a rip off because it's just it just doesn't. It's a tribute. That definitely is a tribute act, definitely
Right.
for sure there. Because when it comes down to either two or one member, it's a tribute group. According to many people out there, that's how they regard it as. It's a bunch of strangers playing old songs from one band, from one particular band, while one of the original members of that particular band is still in the group.
Right.
Another band right now is going through that is Nazareth. Original bassist Pete Agnew. He's the only original member left. Daryl Street, their
Quiet
drummer,
Riot.
died. Yeah,
Quiet
exactly.
Riot.
Quiet Riot. Rudy Sarzo's back with them now, even though he wasn't the original bass player. It would have been nice to have Carlos Cavazo rejoin the group as the guitarist because at least he'll have couple members that we all recognize from the classic lineup there.
Yeah, there's a group called Autograph last
Yes.
week. The founding member bassist passed away. Did you see that?
Yes, I did, yeah. And I remember seeing Autograph prior to their first record coming out. They had this hit song called Turn Up the Radio that was a big favorite at the Ritz in
Yep.
Roseville.
That song
Someone,
was on. First time I heard that song wasn't on the Richard Roseville. It was on Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I believe that song was on too.
wow.
And then another band. I'm gonna another death real quick before I forget. In the Spinal Tap,
Mm.
it was Drummer Rick Parnell, dead at
Oh my
70.
gosh. Oh gosh.
Mike Shrimpton was his, I guess, the stage name. You remember that group or anything?
Spinal Tap. Yes, I saw the documentary. Me and my ma back in 1984 when it was running. It was in theaters. We came out there, and she kind of like said that story's like the story of the Beatles, in a way. But basically, it was kind of like all the stories of all the crazy shit that all these bands went through on tour, compiled together, and to make this mockumentary band. When you look at it there,
Right.
and it's just caught on, and it made a lot of sense. Even Ozzy Osbourne even said, "Why you guys laughing? Those things happen to us a lot of times."
Turn your volume up to 11.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, my volume is up right now.
That's a line from the movie.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Earl. There you go.
You knew YR, didn't you?
Yeah.
Poo-poo fade.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
I
what,
thought
that's
you was
one of the
talking about.
biggest. Come on, Earl.
Oh yeah. Well,
Cleveland.
all right. Okay. Other than that, everything's going good on my end, still working and all that jazz there and everything else there. All right. Sorry
Me.
about the coughing. And right now, in the current
Wait, what do you mean? Your computer?
no, my computer is going good right now. We're
Oh.
live, we're good, everything's fine. It's just it takes a lot longer time on this computer than the current computer that I have. You know, Possibly later on I'll probably do a music stream on that on mine there. I want to do either a techno or a soundscape piece there. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but I want to get some resources and compile it all together, fuck with the pitch, and then add a little something to there, which I'll probably do later on this evening. You know,
Mm.
and of course, as we all know, we're doing part 3 of our look up all the male singers in the music world.
Or a lot of them,
A
anyway.
lot of them, exactly, or majority, because there's so many out there that we cannot even mention there. You know, and so it's going to be me. No, it's going to be you, YR. No, what am I fucking talking about? Arc, YR, then me. It's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
good,
that
yes.
works.
All right, that
That's the
sounds
way we've
good.
been
Yeah.
doing it.
I gotta figure out what I got to say before I actually say it, because I'm getting tired of even fumbling my words on my vlogs, on my shows, on my channel there. Gosh, if I had all
It's
the,
all right. It's part of your character, so
I
don't worry
know,
about it.
yeah, but after a while, I try to be as professional as much as I can, you know. All right, there. Okay, so we will give the mic to Arknolia with his first start of tonight.
Well, I'm going to start with one so I don't forget about him.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Leon Russell.
Ah, yeah. And a good piano player is just as well there.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember seeing a video clip of him back when we first discovered music television there, and it was of him and a piano there, doing some sort of a piano song there, and my sister noticed that there was a constant wink in his eye, and she says, looks like he has a kink in his eye or something in there, because the eye was twitching, batty.
Like he has a penis in his eye or something. Yeah.
Oh,
What'd you say? A kink?
a kink or something in his eye up there, because of the way the eye was like reacting the way it was or something there.
Well, a lot of people don't know that he got his start with another guy. I think the guy's name is Mark Beno, in a group called Asylum Choir.
Ah,
And they had a couple of albums.
Yeah.
The second one was really good.
yeah. And I believe he was him and Joe Cocker was responsible for that Mad Dogs and Englishmen project they were doing. I guess it was.
Yeah.
And that became a big hit for Joe Cocker, from what I understand as well.
Yeah, double set.
Yep. All right, there. I
Had
guess.
a great version of the letter on it.
All right.
And Joe Carker's another guy you can mention.
Absolutely, yeah. We could definitely do that there. All right. All right, so I guess it's now YR's turn there.
I don't know if we mentioned him, but we do have to give him some time for respect, and that is a voice that I really haven't heard another voice like him, and that's the great Bob Seger.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Detroit's own, Michigan's Ann Arbor, Michigan's own, I should say. Got to give him credit. I think we mentioned him.
Songwriting,
Yep.
original songs, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Exactly.
Uh,
Turn the
Ton of
page, which
hits.
Turn the Page, which Metallica covered. Old Time Rock and Roll, which became a big hit again, thanks to the movie Risky Business in 1983. The song, Like a Rock, which was later used in a lot of Chevy commercials there. And of course, we cannot forget, one of his most profound anti-war songs, "Next to War Pigs," 2+2. Very angry song there when you listen to it. "Death Row" is another angry song that he wrote, and that was in the 1960s. The Bob Seger System as well. And we also cannot forget the song "East Side Story," which he performed as a member of Bob Seger and the Last Herd. And that was around 65, if I remember there. You watch those old clips of him singing those old songs, and his voice sounds the exact same as it does today. Wow.
Hmm.
What can I say, man? All right, so it's my turn. Since we talked about this guy, Stephen Piercy, he definitely deserves a thumbs up because he's a survivor of the 80s. Issues there. He went through drug and alcohol issues. He's still performing. He's still kicking ass with the Rat. Many people say he still kills it now and then on stage. And for a while, he had a reputation for a hit and miss approach on stage. He could kill it with Rat on one night, but on the following night, he could probably be not do so well. In fact, there was one performance at the Paramount Theater in New York, which apparently must have been fucked up or something, because it got to the point where he had to sit down on the drum riser to sing now, because apparently he was zonked out of his mind there. But I hope he got that taken care of, as the state. I guess he got that, excuse me, he got that taken care of, and as stated in that interview with Eddie Trunk that YR sent me. And let's hope he stays that way. Now, I did see Piercy sing with this other band called Arcade that he had for a while there, back in 1983 at the Ritz in Roseville. Did some good songs there. It also featured Fred Coury, the ex-drummer of Cinderella. And the highlight for me was when he did Black Sabbath's "Backstreet Kids" in their set list. And he just nailed that song perfectly. So credit to you, Mr. Piercy, for what you did with Rat and beyond. And we hope the classic lineup does return with Carlos Cavazo. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next guy. Hey, let's see. How can I introduce him here? How about, well, we like to thank God he's a country boy.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess the Rocky Mountains weren't high enough.
Mm-hmm.
John Denver.
Yep. And we cannot forget his work with the Muppets.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of controversy over that Rocky Mountain High song there.
Yeah. Which is interesting because basically everybody's like, oh, it must be a drug song.
Yep.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. There's just high on the energy of being in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, and he sang one song to his wife. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a big hit.
Yeah. And we cannot also remember "Sunshine on My Shoulders."
Then High Calypso, the Jacques Cousteau song.
Yep. Yeah. And he's unfortunately no longer with us thanks to a plane crash that he went through there.
Yeah.
I forgot what year it was, but it's
been a while.
It's been a long while, man. Yeah. But I know people will probably still missing him to this day there.
Yeah. Well, he was basically, from what I understand, a good old boy.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much liked him.
Yep. And didn't he have a variety TV show, or am I mistaken there?
I don't know because a lot of people had variety television shows.
I know, yeah. Flip Wilson, Captain Tennille, everyone else there. I mean, God knows. Gosh.
Yeah, I know Captain Tennille had a robot couple on his regulars. I forget their name,
Ah,
but they did the robot thing.
I see there, yeah. And unfortunately, Daryl Dragon, the captain in mine, he passed away a couple years back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's now YR's turn, I guess.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and go with the great Mick Jagger. Did you already mention him?
No, that's a good mention.
All right.
Good idea, yeah.
Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones, obviously still touring till this day.
Yep.
Moving good, sounding good. And he's an icon. A lot of front men kind of stole their whole thing from him.
Exactly,
Being
Yeah,
a
the
front man,
Moo,
so.
the Moose, all these, neo psychedelic, these bands like Primal Scream, Stone Roses, they model themselves after him a lot of times. Try to copy his moves. There was even a song called Got the Moves Like Jagger, which was a cheesy song. I couldn't stand that one. Okay, and it's my turn. This guy I'm going to mention deserves an honorable mention because not only was he the leather lungs of Deep Purple, not only was he involved with his own band, which is simply called Gillen, he was also the singer for one album and one tour for Black Sabbath. Producing a phenomenal loud-ass record called Born Again in 1983, which I still highly recommend. That album was pure metal to the full max. Loud, obnoxious, and in your fucking face. I am talking about Mr. Ian Gillan, who, by the way, also starred in the production of Jesus Christ Superstar as well there. He also performed on the Broadway album as well. All right.
Okay. Next guy told us about the man who shot Liberty Valance. He told us about A Town Without Pity. And he told us about The Last Exit to Brooklyn, The Last Chance to Turn Around. And he was going to be strong. Mr. Gene Pitney.
Oh, yeah. One of the original country greats.
Yeah, and those songs are basically ones everybody should know.
Yeah.
Especially The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance and Town Without Pity.
Yeah. The Liberty Valance song, was that based on a true story for I reckon?
I'm not sure, but it was also a movie.
Oh.
It starred, excuse me, this is the lineup. John Wayne, Jim Stewart, and bad guy, Lee Marvin.
Oh. Lee Marvin. And you know what's kind of...
He was Liberty Valance in the movie.
Yeah, because I asked because there was another... I asked because there was a movie called The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia that was based on the subject of the song of the same name that Vicki Lawrence sang in the 1970s. And I guess it was there was a big story behind the song lyrics, and I guess it was detailed out in the movie there, which started Chrissy McNichol and also Mark Hamill.
Wow. Yeah, that particular song had a story throughout.
Yeah. And I definitely got to look it up there sometime. I'll probably do it when we're done the program there. It's always interesting, to look up the subjects behind certain songs, because when you find out the truth behind it, you're like, wow, never knew that. All right. Okay. So I
Go
guess
ahead
it's
and go with Scott Weiland, Stone Temple Pilots.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because he was a good singer there. It's sad that he allowed his addiction issues to just not only override his personal life, but also the Stone Temple Pilots in general. I mean, like for a while, they was on this extensive break for a while he was doing the shit with the Velvet Revolver. And there was a documentary on the Velvet Revolver and how they formed. And there was a couple scenes where they were trying to call him on the phone. Hey, Scott, you there? Leaving messages left and right. And then he finally shows up there. We all know what he was doing. At the solo performance at St. Andrews Hall back in D-Town, he arrived on the stage finally after being 2 hours late. The man had a massive drug issue, and then in the end, those drugs finally got him in the end.
Wait, his last concert was Detroit?
No, this was back in the 90s there when Stone Temple Pilots took a small break for a while. The rest of the band had a project called Talk Show with a different singer, and Scott did this solo record and did a short tour with them. All right. So rest in peace, Scott. One example why you should stay away from drugs.
Oh my god. Is that
Yeah.
a dig at someone or?
No, it's about no. It's a
Ah,
no. It's a
General.
device. No,
Right.
everyone.
thank you.
I am. And my list, going with my continuation of lists, I'm going to mention this guy because he has. I don't think he's been mentioned yet. David Lee Roth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
He was.
think he took YRs.
Oh yeah, my bad. But what the fuck, The man was able to bring his vaudeville style, his Broadway that he got from his daddy's records, into rock and roll perfectly. Bop 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 shoo da wop, which is close to the end of "I'm the One" from Van Halen's first record. There, I mean, Sweet Big Bad Bill, Sweet William. Now he delivered that song with the no problem there. He was able to do that vaudeville doo-wop stuff there throughout his solo career. It was good to see him and Eddie play together once again, in the early 2000s up until Eddie's death. And sadly, I know Roth decided to retire from performing, but as we all know, there's a possibility that him, Satriani, Alex Van Halen, and some other bass player, I don't know, I remember Jason Newsted was being mentioned to possibly do a Van Halen tribute tour. And we'll have to wait and see how that comes about there. I think if it does, it'll be a little bit too soon. It should probably wait about a year or two before they do this. So David Lee Roth, gets a lot of mention. Oh, by the way, here's something else. Roth was probably the only person we know in rock and roll to have assurance against paternity suits. That's what I remember hearing, reading in a magazine and hearing on the radio. So he knocks some chick up, and they're saying, well, to take him to court for that, he apparently has insurance against that.
Mm.
Huh. Dude, man. Well, now that's a player right there.
Okay, my guy, next one, is a Canadian golden-throated dude.
Mm.
Yes. And if we could read his mind, we'd know who he was.
Yep.
But we'll find out at sundown.
Yep.
Mr. Gordon Lightfoot.
Yep. One of my personal favorites from him.
Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yep, which took place in 1974 in Lake Superior by Michigan.
That is an absolutely fantastic song, and it tells a real story.
And it's a sad, very sad part of Michigan history for you. And being from Michigan, I remember I was in Marine City one time, a couple times there. Me and my old girlfriend used to hang around there all the time. I would walk in. We'd go in there. I would get something to drink. This one little restaurant there that was by the seashore. And I look around. And I see this plaque of an album. It was a gold plaque. I guess it was like a gold record, a gold 7-inch, along with a newspaper article talking about the Edmund Fitzgerald. And it was, of course, the single record of Edmund Fitzgerald up on there. Apparently the song went gold and went big, and to commemorate, they decided to make a plaque for that record and that newspaper article, because apparently we were by Lake Superior, which is where Marine City is located at, I meant to say. My bad. But very sad song when you think about it there.
Guy had quite a ton of great stuff.
And keep in mind, there was a dance version of You Could Read My Mind that was performed by a bunch of female dance artists, and that was used for the movie 54, which is a biopic about Studio 54 there. It had Mike Myers playing one of the founders of that place, Steve Ravel. He played the title lead, one of the lead characters in that movie there. He also starred Neve Campbell as well there. We haven't heard from as of late there. She was one hot-ass actress. Yep. And again, it's YR's turn there.
And we've lost him.
Why are you there, dude?
I guess Gordon Lightfoot drove him off.
Nah, it shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be. I know there's a little lag on his end, I believe, in there. I guess what it was is some sort of a communication issues there.
Hello?
There you are, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. Figured
Did
somebody.
we scare you off, Gordon Lightfoot?
Geddy Lee, did we mention him yet?
No, I don't think we have. No.
Really?
Good choice.
Well,
there.
either you like him or you don't. You know.
I like him.
Some people can't stand his voice, but it is a unique voice, but very legendary. You know what I'm saying? Another great voice in music. Great Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
Well, some of the things I've heard, Rolling Stone hated Rush.
Oh, man.
And that idiot John Winter spent a long time trying to keep him out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow.
They didn't get on until 2013 or something like that.
I guess so.
And they tried their best to bring Rush down, but it would not be.
Wow.
Yet another reason to hate John Winter.
Huh. And keep in mind, this is not Johnny Winter, the blues artist who passed away.
John, J-A-N-N.
Yeah, John Winter. J-A-A-N. I remember hearing that name.
J-A-N-N.
J-A. I see there.
He's the one that's keeping Jethro Tull out of the Hall of Fame and
a
couple other groups.
I've heard that name a few times.
Because he doesn't like them.
Wow, I don't.
So if you people think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is based on votes from the fans,
nope.
No. John Winter.
Yeah, Judas Priest got short this year again. They're not going to be in there again. So
I'm not surprised. I am not.
Another example of the hatred John Winter has for
certain
music
bands
he doesn't like.
Exactly. Which sucks.
It's basically his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Same thing with Vince McMahon. I mean, it's just, he decides who goes in the Hall of Fame and who WWE Hall of Fame and who doesn't. It took how many years for China to be inducted in there, and she was a member when she was a member of DX. Any chance of her being in there for her solo stuff there is anybody's guess, because Stephanie McMahon won't probably allow it.
Yeah, even though ironically Stephanie's the one that did the stealing.
Exactly. So Stephanie McMahon gets no love from me, that's for sure. Yeah. I think she just didn't like China altogether. I was happy. Yeah, I got your man. Ha ha. What you gonna do about it?
And it's your turn, Doctor.
Okay, there. We got to give this man a good nod. This man has started his career with the band Montrose. We know for two songs, Bad Motor Scooter, and Rock Candy. After he was let go from Montrose, he decided to go as a solo act. Released in many albums like Danger Zone, Stanley Hampton, Three Lock Box.
I Can't Drive 55.
Yep, VOA, meaning Voice of America. He would later replace David Lee Roth in Van Halen. After the breakup between him and Eddie occurred in 1996, he went back as a solo act. Still continues as a solo act, but now has Sammy Hagar and The Circle, which featured, he also had another project called Chickenfoot, which he featured Chad Smith of the Chili Peppers, Michael Anthony, and Joe Satriani as well. Mr. Sammy Hagar is up on next on my list there. Okay.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My next one
All right.
told us about the Wichita lineman. He told us about a city in Texas by the name of Galveston.
Great place.
He also told us about a rhinestone cowboy.
All right.
And his name is Glenn Campbell.
And
he did have a variety show.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I remember that I remember my sister had a 45 of his called Southern Nights that she played a lot.
Yep, that was a big song.
It was, yeah.
One of his biggest was a cover of a Conway Twitty song. It's Only Make Believe. He does a fantastic job on it.
All right. And unfortunately, he left this planet. I guess he was dealing with Alzheimer's, what I understand there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he spent the last few years of his life with Alzheimer's. And the ironic thing is, he was touring with Alzheimer's. He could remember his songs and his lyrics and all that, but pretty much anything else he had a lot of trouble with. He toured with his kids, and they helped him a lot.
Wow. Because he knew that their father was going to need a lot of help there.
Yep. And then a couple of very good kids, apparently.
Yeah. So credit to Glenn's kids for helping their daddy like that there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. It is now YR's turn, ladies and gentlemen.
And hopefully he's still here.
He's still here.
Country singer Tim McGraw.
Oh, the son of Tug McGraw.
Yeah. The baseball player. Yeah.
Yep.
And the husband of Faith Hill.
The lousy singer of Piece of My Heart.
All right, and that cheesy, dumb song, Breathe, which I've been hearing a couple of times as of late on the over the speaker at my workplace there, which I couldn't stand.
But rather than criticize Faith, let's talk about Tim.
Yep. He's had a lot of successful. He's a success in the country music genre there.
Big in the early 2000s.
Big in the 90s as well there.
The 90s as well, yeah. With Don't Take the Girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that's a big story about that song. I guess it was about a guy who wanted to keep his little girl by his side, I guess.
Sorry, that's classic. Holy shit.
Right. I guess it's about a custody battle. I gotta look that up there when I'm gonna do that right now.
Nah, it's like about like a lot of things. Like the dude robs his girl. It's basically about his girlfriend and then wife. He dies giving birth.
Wow.
He get robbed, and then something else.
All right, there.
On the video is really good, and if I can sing here.
Be careful, we don't want to get struck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
What's karaoke? I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter. YouTube's aggressive about striking.
Yeah, exactly. There. Remember, it happened to me one time there, and I think it happened to you as well, YR, if you remember.
Well, it happened one time in one of our early shows because I'd play little snippets of songs to
Give me an
to
idea.
do you give you an idea of what it was and all, and next thing I knew, we got struck.
Well, not necessarily struck. They couldn't have broadcast the show in other countries like India, Germany, and other areas because most of the.
And I never played more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what the deal is there. Everything's so sensitive nowadays.
Yep. Well,
Okay, there. My next mention will have to be, I got to give this. I didn't really have this plan here, but I think we got to give this man a nod. He's one of the. His name is Ron. He's a damn good singer. He's a local favorite in the Detroit area there.
Who?
His name, I don't know his last name. I just know him as Ronnie. But he's the singer from the band.
Local band there?
Yes, Heaven's Wish. The band is still kicking ass after how many years? They did a killer set when they played Riverfest back in the early 2000s, where I saw them in St. Clair, Michigan there. And he's still got a good voice after all these years. So Mr. Ronnie from Heaven's Wish, here's this bud is for you. All right.
okay, my next guy, because Earl's guy only had one name, has three names.
Ah.
And he's well known as a gospel guy, a country guy, and he's got a fine Christmas album. And he'll tell you about 16 Tons.
Mm.
And that's Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Oh God, he was one of the more respected Christian singers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact,
Great
always.
voice.
Yeah, I remember my mom had one of his records. Yeah, I remember I played that a couple times there. All right. There it is.
YR.
I have to go with Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. Now,
Or Nirvana.
That's a band or a voice rather, that a lot of people don't, can't stand Nirvana, blah, 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 but it is one of those iconic voices of a generation, the 90s, and
The Yanks.
and whether you like grunge or not, it was, again, one of those voices, a big voice. Might not be, literally singing-wise, but just a big cultural, icon.
It represented the kids of that era there, speaking out loudly of what's going on.
As you are, as you are, as I want you to be.
Yeah.
As a friend, as a kin. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely. I cannot tell you how massively big Smells Like Teen Spirit was all over the place.
Yes.
It was like all over the clubs, all over the bars, all over the place there. I mean, like, they basically came out of nowhere and just boom, went to number one, started started a movement which basically still continued to this very day. And a lot of people were saying, that Cobain was the John Lennon of the 1990s when you look at it there. Right? It's just sad that he should have at least, fixed his issues that he had with either drugs or whichever there. If he was able to fix those issues, he still would have been here making music with those bands. But then again, if we would not hear from any Foo Fighters, we would not get a Foo Fighters if Nirvana was still around. When you look at it there.
Yeah.
All right. And my pick, my second on my pick, would have to be a man known as Angelo Gantos. This man was like one of the coolest cat, and he was robbed from all of us in 2008 from a brain hemorrhage. He was another local Detroit favorite there. He was a singer for the band Paris, Gangway, and but the most interesting band he was in was Seduce. Now, I spoke about the Seduce many times in the past. There was a power trio. They sang songs, hard and heavy songs like Stroke of Midnight, Love to Hate, Colleen, Viper's Bite, Chopping Block, all those great songs there. I already mentioned their bass player, Mark Andrews, being a top-notch singer. And Angelo was a top-notch singer just as well in his own right. They also got themselves a different drummer named Gino. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, that particular lineup lasts for about a couple of years before they decide to let him go, to go back to a power trio there. Angelo would later put together a project called Killing Floor with a guitar player that I knew named Bobby East.
Mm.
They would do a couple mini shows together there until they decided to call it quits. And like I said, he was taken from us in 2008 from a brain hemorrhage there. And and it's sad because he was one of the coolest cats in the area there. Most likable guy you could have a drink with, you could have a party with. He was a cool guy, one of the coolest guys ever there. We miss you, Angelo. Props up to you, man.
Okay, my next one. Well, you don't come around here no more.
All right.
And it's Tom Petty.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And that's another sad one that was taken from us. It died, I guess it was 2017 that he died from a heart attack.
Yeah, had a very long
career.
I was going to say a solo career, but it really wasn't because it was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah, but still, his career in music was outstanding. Very outstanding.
And he's a member of the Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah. And also his solo records too, like Wildflowers, Full Moon Fever, as well there.
And he told us about Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Yeah, absolutely there, which was kind of a morbid video when you really think about it.
Yeah.
There. Very morbid video. If you ever saw that, you'll know what I'm talking about. I remember one of the waitresses...
Kim Basinger.
One of the waitresses at the restaurant job I was working at thought that video was a very sickening video when you think about it there. And now he's doing The Last Dance, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Running Down a Dream.
Yep, absolutely there. And he never did back down. Okay. It's now YR's turn.
Bryan Adams.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good singer there. I
remember. All right.
All right.
It was the summer of '69, you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, none of his other songs this time has been played a lot at the radio, the satellite radio at our workplace there.
Man, I bet that cuts like a knife.
Yeah, I did. Kind of reminded me when that first song came out. I remember the video for it I think of the video when I hear that song on the loudspeaker at my workplace there. It reminds me of the video there. I meant to say there. And as I said, it's a very interesting guy there. He also made an appearance on that Glass Tiger song, Don't You Forget About Me, as well. That the three-way duet with Sting and Rod Stewart, All for Love. from the Three Musketeers movie and around the 1990s there. And of course, his long list of albums and songs. Heaven, Summer 69, Cuts Like a Knife, Fits You Good, whole bunch of stuff. Straight to the Heart. That was a favorite of mine. All right.
You're up, dog.
Okay, there. I think we should mention, we got to mention this guy, Mitch Rider.
Another Detroit guy.
Exactly. Mitch Rider and the Detroit Wheels. He had a band soon after that was simply called Detroit. Their version of Lou Reed's Rock and Roll was a big hit on the radio at that time.
Long Neck Goose.
Yep, exactly. Devil with the Blue Dress, Good Golly Miss Molly. And a couple of members of his band, the Detroit Wheels, would later go on to form the Rockets, which was another Detroit band that had a good, that went through, that recorded a lot of albums for a lot of different labels. RSO, RCA, Elektra, Capitol. They did about, their span time, they recorded about how many records on 4 different labels, which is interesting there. All right.
Yeah.
And it's your turn, Art.
Okay. I'm going to go to another member of the Traveling Wilburys,
Right.
and that was Mr. Roy Orbison.
The Rob. He had a unique sound to him as well as his voice.
Yeah. And he always wore sunglasses. You knew it was him.
Absolutely. Right. Okay, YR?
For the band Great White, Jack Russell, still touring, by the way. Remember him?
Yes, I remember. I remember seeing him and Great White perform at the Riverfest a year later there. All right. Okay. And my next pick will be another Detroit individual, Dave Gilbert of the Rockets, who sadly passed away many years back. I guess he was having drug issues there. He sang on songs like "Turn Up the Radio," their cover of Fleetwood Mac's "All Well," "Rolling by the Record Machine," "Back Talk." Many songs that the Rockets have done throughout the years. And for what reason, we don't know why they decided to disband, but it was announced on the radio that their upcoming show at the Pine Knob Music Theater will be their last ever show. And no doubt that show was sold out to the max after it was announced.
Okay. One more.
All right.
From the Traveling Wilburys, Mr. Bob Dylan.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead there.
I was going to say, a lot of people don't think he's a great singer. And it's a matter of acquiring the taste for him. I like him fine. But you can't doubt that he's a good songwriter.
Yeah.
By no stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix loved him. He loved this work very much. In fact, he covered 2 of his well-known songs, Like a Rolling Stone for the Monterey Pop Festival album, and, of course, All Along the Watchtower on Electric Ladyland.
There are so many Bob Dylan. We could almost do a show on Bob Dylan covers. You know, just people that covered Bob Dylan. Yeah. There are a lot of them out there. A lot of people did it. Heck, the Byrds covered a lot of his songs.
Absolutely. Mr. Tambourine Man being one of them there.
Yeah. Wheels on Fire.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let me see here. Blah, blah, blah. Never mind here. And I guess it's
where.
Absolutely. Okay, why are I think I think his system is lagging again at the time
Hello.
being. There you are.
Here he is.
Yeah.
What about Marilyn Manson?
Hmm.
Okay.
The voice of a teenage rebellious gothic generation there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very popular.
Oh yeah, definitely
Back
very
in the day.
popular. You know, and right now I guess
Controversial, hello, controversial, and like Eminem kind of. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
And right now I guess what it is that his career is on standstill right now because of all these sexual assault allegations being thrown at him left and right there. Because it was that actress Evan Rachel Wood detailed
Mm.
many months back that apparently he was sexually assaulting her. Now they got together when he was in his 30s and she was about 18 or 19. Now someone who Manson was engaged to, actress Rose McGowan, who's now become a full activist, she since got herself a buzz cut and doesn't really
No,
do that much
actually,
money work.
she is going against the left
Oh
recently.
really?
Yeah, look it up.
Oh wow, that's
It's
good
on.
to hear.
She did a special with Tucker Carlson like a couple months ago,
Oh wow.
and she totally exposes the left now, pretty much. Look into that.
I definitely got to look at it. So
Here's the opposite. I mean, I heard she was, big leftist, big, against,
I, I,
Trump
pre-
and all that shit. But
I thought that myself because usually women who shave their heads, stop wearing makeup, it's
I'm
just
saying she was, but then recently, like, she changed. She's all like, she's exposing the left, like she doesn't like it anymore. And this is like recently, within the months.
wow. I don't blame her because for the past upteen years, the left has been just a fucking comical. It's been a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on. All right, there.
Earl's up.
Okay, this man, I'm serving this man here for a while. This man recorded a lot of songs like First We Take Manhattan and the song Sisters of Mercy. In fact, it was that song would later give birth to the band of the same name, Leonard Cohen. He recorded many albums. There was a tribute album that Jennifer Warnes did titled Famous Blue Raincoat, the songs of Leonard Cohen. And I guess I don't know if he's still alive or whichever. I think he did die, if I'm correct there. I gotta look that up there. But Leonard Cohen is next on my list there.
Okay. We already did George Harrison, so I'm not going to hit him as a member of Traveling Wilburys.
All right.
But I'll hit another one.
Mm-hmm.
Who was also the lead singer for the Electric Light Orchestra, and that is Jeff Lynne.
Oh, yeah.
And he also was in Move for a while.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he was also, you could tell right away that he was a respected, you could tell right away he grew up on the stuff that Roy Orbison and all the others did.
Right.
Yeah, because you hear it in Telephone Line, some of his other songs there. He had that Mr. Blue Sky. He had that. He definitely had that trait throughout his music there. And he was also a good producer. He would make
That other one they did. What's the other hit they did? Oh, it's Showdown.
Showdown. That was
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. And we can now the one record I had my favorites from them was the album Time from 1981. There, it was a concept album. That's the one that had Hold On Tight.
Untied to Your Dreams, yeah.
Absolutely there. And another album they did I wanted to get was called Secret Messages. They had a good song called Rock and Roll is King and Stranger, which is one of my favorites from that record there. So Jeff Lynne gets a nod from all of us here. Okay. And it's Wire's turn, I guess?
Yep.
All right, there. All right.
From the
Ugh.
YR says,
Hello from the band Cinderella, lead singer Tom
Tom Kiefer.
uh, Tom Kiefer. That's right,
Yeah,
bro.
that's right.
If you
And
remembered it, not
absolutely, I remember songs like "Shake Me."
still
Hmm.
touring to this day.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. But it's usually Cinderella's Tom Kiefer. That's what it is right now, not the band Cinderella, unfortunately. There,
no, it's yeah Tom Kiefer because the guitarist
Jeff
uh,
DeBar passed
he
away.
passed away a couple years ago. So
Yeah,
uh, yeah, still one of those great '80s bands. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Go
yes,
glam, whatever. But a lot of powerful songs, a couple ballads in there,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um,
And I guess they had ties with the Bon Jovi. Come to think of it, there.
they're in one of their music videos, right?
Yeah, the one called "Somebody Save Me" at the very end. Okay, the next one on my list is a graduate from the Leonard Cohen School of Singing. As I mentioned, this guy was a Leonard Cohen fan. There was in a joint interview together for one magazine, which name escapes me. He's been known for his dark hair, dark glasses, dark clothing. He's a singer for the phenomenal Sisters of Mercy band, Mr. Andrew Eldridge. He definitely gets a nod here. And he still tours with this new lineup of the Sisters of Mercy, but this time he's wearing less black. He doesn't wear that much goth clothing, and he had shaven his head due to hair loss, what I understand. So Andrew
well,
Eldridge.
okay, for my next one, I'm going to dip in the country realm, and I'm going to go back a ways. And unfortunately, I can't tell you a single song he did, but I know he did a lot of them. I just don't remember the names.
Huh?
Tex Ritter.
Oh, Tex Ritter. I think I heard that name a long time ago there.
Big time country guy.
Ah, all right. So I wonder where he's no longer around. I take it, right?
Oh, no, he's gone. Yeah.
All right, there.
No.
All right, there.
What was that?
That was
What?
YR.
I know.
My turn.
Yep.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and go with the band Stained.
Aaron Lewis. Aaron Lewis.
They're touring this. They're touring as well.
All right.
Stain the band.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, you know who else is touring?
Who?
Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but those tickets are outrageous. How fuck? I mean, they're hundreds of dollars for nosebleeds.
Wow.
Outrageous,
Yeah.
like ridiculous.
I know he's going to be in our area in May. Well,
Yeah.
this is May. Soon. I forgot it is May.
Yeah, I thought so
yeah,
too,
I
man.
looked them up because they're not even like. I mean, they're not even doable. Like for like the cheapest seats, like 350, 400, something like that. It's like whoa! It's like really just way over. I don't want to say overpriced, but because it is like who
No, this is
who better?
probably, this could be his last concert, but we don't know.
Because you usually say it's going to be their last concert, but they always end up falling
Yeah, but
back
they
on
need
their
to
words.
do it. If he's ever going to do that, then he needs to do a tour with like Ringo or something. Does John Lennon and George Harrison have any like sons?
Well, we don't. Well, I guess
John does, but no, I don't know about George.
I think
See,
George
George
has.
Harrison-
I think George Harrison did have a son there, but I know that Julian Lennon said, would he be able to replace his father, take his father's spot in a possible Beatles set or reunion show there? And he said no, he couldn't.
Well, they need to do that.
Yeah. It would be nice, you know.
That Van Halen thing, like, I mean, it's kind of weird, but like, we got to hit that. You got to go to that.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? If it's like a tour thing, but
that's right.
is it my turn or?
Yes.
All right.
Of course, you did. Oh no, you didn't.
No.
The Red
Okay.
Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony, how do you say his last
Kiedis.
name?
Anthony
Edith.
Kiedis. Yeah.
And I mean, they're not like a big favorite band of mine, but they did have a lot of songs on the radio, the '90s that
Under
you
the
know,
Bridge.
Yep.
like a lot of that stuff that
Stevie Wonder cover Higher Ground.
You know, Scar
Red Hot Chili
Tissue.
Peppers. That very controversial band, and they put socks over their penises.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That was the beginning of their career there. Yep.
Sorry, that's my ringtone.
I
Is this
see
some
there.
rap stuff. What is that?
I was gonna say.
It's Pink Floyd.
Oh
Yeah,
well, it sounds
Comfortably Numb.
some type of gangster rap beat or something.
Because the beats are similar. That's why.
Yeah, it's like that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Brown, your pick.
Okay. The next one on my pick would be this man is the front man for the band Mission. And that band consisted of former members of the Sisters of Mercy there. They started their group in 1986 after the original Sisters lineup broke up in 1985. And he's still the front man for the Mission to this day, Mr. Wayne Hussey.
Do we detect a theme here?
I'm just, like I said, no genre is off limits.
I know. I'm fine.
Right?
Okay. Well, obviously now John is not living. Look where all I've gone.
Well, we need to look at time here.
I know.
Okay, my next guy is also in the country realm, but a little more 60s, 70s, 80s. Ronnie Millsap. Before the next teardrop falls.
Any Day Now, and There's No Getting Over Me. That song was a big hit on the radio there, I remember.
Yeah, and the one about...
Yo, does he sing that one song? It's like... You gotta keep rolling.
No, that's Eddie Rabbit.
No, that's Eddie Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Eddie Rabbit. All right.
Yeah.
Drive my life away.
Similar, right? Similar kind of... That's kind of like
similar.
song, kind of.
Similar to either way, similar, something like that.
Didn't Millsap also do a song called like "Stuck in the '70s" again or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never
Which
had any.
Wasn't he the blind piano player?
Yes, that was him.
Was right. Okay.
Yes. That's him. All right.
Eddie Rabbit was a good mention, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should probably mention him next there.
Let's go ahead and bring him up right now. Yeah.
All right, definitely.
Every Which Way But Loose. He did that one.
Step by Step. Someone's going to lose a heart tonight.
That guy had some great stuff.
Yeah, a lot of hits. Now, my dad saw him on TV one time, and he said that some sort of thing that this man has so many paternity suits against him, and it was one of was that true or not? Or was something that my dad said out of disgruntlement? I don't know. Got to look that up there. Might as well take care of that there. All right. So whose turn is it? YR's turn, I guess?
Yeah.
All right, there.
Eddie Rabbit was on his side.
All right. All right, there.
And Wire says...
And Eddie Rabbit died in 1998.
Yeah, Eddie Rabbit.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to go with that as yours?
I think he did there, yes.
We're going to have to close up soon because we're, you know what I'm saying? Time constricting.
All right, there, yeah. So we're going to go over an hour here. And I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
Okay, there. And my last pick for the night will have to be... whether it be Neil Tennant of the Pet Shop Boys. Now, whether you like him or not, he does have a damn good voice for the music that he does there. Listen to his vocals on Opportunity, Let's Make Lots of Money, West End Girls, the cover of Always on My Mind, the duet with Dusty Springfield called "What Have I Done to Deserve This?" You know, so Mr. Neil Tennant gets a lot of credit there.
Okay, my last one is going to be a teen idol that actually they invented the term teen idol for him,
Hmm.
and that's Mr. Rick Nelson.
Um, and we know his song "Garden Party" was one of his big hits there.
And that was a later one that doesn't even count. Traveling Man,
Yep.
Hello Mary Lou.
And he was also the father of Tracy Nelson, the actress, who I remember who was on the Father Dowling Mysteries with Tom Bosley on the NBC network, as
Yeah,
well as
and
Square
go ahead.
Pigs, which was about two teenage girls trying to fit into this Valley Girl type high school.
And of course, he was on the Ozzie and Harriet show.
Absolutely, with his real life mom and dad, Ozzie and
Right.
Harriet Nelson.
Yeah, and didn't he have a pair of boys?
I guess so. Yeah,
The
Gunther,
Nielsen brothers or something like that.
The Nelson twins.
Right.
Yeah, and they had a couple of hits of their own, like "Love and Affection" or "After the Rain."
And of course, Rick died in an airplane crash.
Yeah, sadly enough. And this happened, I guess, in 1989. I guess that occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, his biggest song was definitely Garden Party.
Yeah,
He had lots of others, but Garden Party's a really big one.
one of his big classics there. Okay, and
Does Wire want to close?
all right.
I guess not.
All right, there.
I think
So
of
I-
any off of my.
Okay.
Did you already do Lemmy?
You know what?
I think he did a couple of shows ago, but maybe
Ah.
not.
What
No, I'm
about
talking
Michael Jackson?
on the list here. We could probably save
Well,
it
let's
for
do
the
a
next.
part 4.
Yeah.
Let's do part 4 and
Those
close
are
with
the
Michael
co-
Jackson.
All right, there. All right, there. Okay, I'll close out with the man that YR just mentioned, Lemmy Kilmister. His monstrous, British, cigarette stained voice was the stuff that Motorhead fans dreamed of.
And he was also a member of Hawkwind.
Absolutely, there. And it's sad that he died because the members of Motorhead, of course, Motorhead ended right soon after Lemmy's death in 2015, which occurred a couple months after their drummer, Filthy Animal Taylor, died the month before. And not too long ago, we lost Fast Eddie Clarke, one of their guitar players. The classic Motorhead lineup, gone, unfortunately.
So is that drummer the one on the Muppet Show?
No,
I know.
I know, I know, but basically they kind of looked alike. The only difference was that animal, the Muppets, didn't have a mustache.
Yeah.
But he was man enough to protect your daughter home from walk your daughter home from the VD clinic. I know. I got that from the magazine years back there. I had to throw that in there.
Okay, I guess we'll do a part whatever we're on.
Part 4
On
part 4 this
what the
coming
heck is the
Thursday.
date? Monday?
Yeah, today is
Thursday.
Monday, yes. All right there.
Coming up on Thursday.
That's right there. All right, so this is going to be the ends our show for today there. All right, I got some things I want to do, and possibly I want to look into possibly doing a live music stream later on this evening there. Gonna get all that shit there. We're getting good and ready to do this here. All right, so once again, we'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Me, YR, and Arknolia there. And for Ark, YR, and myself, you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. All right?
Thank you, brothers.
All right.
Good night.
Good
all.
night, guys. Bye-bye. Let me see if I can move here.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you as well,
right.
YR. And
We'll see
Thursday.
both of you on Thursday.
Thank you, brother.
And we'll be ready.
All righty.
Bye-bye.